But going from hopefulness of a live action thing to sheer disappointment, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm be real, I only watched the first episode. Because I'm finding it real difficult to find a motivation to watch the rest of this show. I will, but it's tough. The first episode was okay. It wasn't like aggressively bad, but it is trying way too hard to be like the original. And that's making it just look bad by comparison. Like I mentioned before, the biggest problem with live action adaptations of cartoons is their hubris. They often think that they're elevating the source material and end up missing the point. Like we've mentioned before. So have you seen the first episode?
I have.
Yeah, so I feel like a change to me that was immediately weird was that Aang doesn't like run away and live a life before he gets frozen. He runs away that same night that the air nomads are destroyed. Therefore, he didn't meet people like Boomy and stuff like that. I guess you could. I'm sure I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure they're gonna say that he met some of these characters like before he ran away, like he maybe traveled before that. But I don't know. It just felt like that was an odd choice, and we already know that they're trying to remove very key aspects to the main trio of characters, where Aang is no longer going to be a carefree kid who's trying to run away from a responsibility, which is a big part of his character. And you already see that in the first episode, where he's a lot more serious than he should be. And then you have Sokka, who's not going to be be as sexist and misogynistic, which is meant to be a character arc where he learns that femininity and strength isn't mutually exclusive. And they're saying Katara isn't going to be as motherly, which is meant to represent how traumatized she is from never having a mother and having to step up and be the mother for both herself and Sokka. Right. It's like, come on now. What they do when they copy scenes in this first episode from the source material beat for beat, it just proves why the cartoon is better. They should have leaned into the limitations of live action, like I was mentioning with the Naruto thing, and they really focused on and they should have really focused on blending martial arts with bending rather than relying on CG so much. Bending in this show so far, and from what I've heard, is treated more like magic instead of martial arts like it is in a show. I have it on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched behind the scenes on the Blu-ray, but I know it's the exact same behind the scenes that are on some of the DVDs I used to rent out from the library of Avatar, where they talk about the different martial arts. There's a specific guy that they help them form the martial arts that make up the bending styles, and I think it's Sifu Kisu is his name, and they talk about the different martial arts that are used to inspire these bending styles. Like they use Shaolin Kung Fu for Fire Nation, they use Pagua for Air Nation, they use Hungar for the Earth Nation, and Water Nation they use Tai Chi. And you don't see that martial arts influence as much in this, and it sucks because it's live action. This is the place where you can do that so much better than you. Truly, this is one of the places where you can do something better than in animation, as weird as that is, and that's fighting hand to hand. Because unlike in animation where you have to try and mimic hand-to-hand fighting and the real weight and feel of a fight, in live action you can just do it because it's in real life and there's restrictions like gravity. So you have to actually work with those limitations to make something incredible, and they just haven't been doing that. And again, I haven't seen it all. I am speaking from only seeing the first episode and what other people have said, and of course I'll make a more informed opinion once I've watched the rest of the show. But they should have took inspiration, like I said, with Dragon Ball Z, from the Wushu films, which are the 70s martial arts films, and did the high-flying, fantastical martial arts enhanced by bending rather than it being so magic bending focused, which is really weird. And the acting so far is very stilted, and they feel like they're constantly delivering exposition. Like they're never just having like honest conversations. Like it never feels real. It feels like they're just giving throwing information at us. Granted, it's the first episode. That could just be a first episode thing. I do admit that. I will admit that could just be a first episode thing because they have to set.
Even then, though, there's a way to do it that's like more graceful than how they are.
Yeah, and I'll finish watching it, but my expectations have always been on the floor. So I can only be pleasantly surprised. And I'm sure there will be a few things that I like in the show. But you have anything else to say about it before we move on?
Nope, it's just disappointing, as I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, so